Mm. But if anyone can like register with the ambassador's email, and then I think it's coming to the ambassador's email rather than the personal the meeting link. Because I got the link and then I sent it to some of my friends. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. But okay. Should I screen share? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Mm. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So hello everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Rehan Luyai, and I'm a Microsoft Student Ambassador. And I have the honor of closing us out with session 5 today. So we have covered so much ground, and Philippa opened us up with the foundation of spatial thinking. Malika showed us how to prepare and enrich spatial data, and Philippa also again revealed how to detect patterns and hotspots at scale. And Krishna showed us how to visualize all that beautifully. So now I want to ask you one question. Imagine your data engineering team. Next slide, please. Yeah. Also, imagine your data engineering team just finished a brilliant analysis in Microsoft Fabric, and they found that delivery routes in 3 zip codes are costing 40% more than they should. They can show you exactly where on the map, precise and actionable, but there is a problem. That insight is sitting in a Spark notebook. Your operations manager cannot open it, and your executive team has not seen it. Your field team, they have no idea it exists. The insight is brilliant, but it is dead on arrival. Next slide. That gap between powerful spatial analysis and actual organization is exactly what we are doing in this session. So how do you build special workflows that your whole organization can actually use? So let me give you some context on why today is such a special moment. Because in November 2025 was a watershed moment for spatial analytics on the Microsoft platform. ArcGIS Geo Analytics for Microsoft Fabric reached general availability. That means production ready, enterprise grade, and organization can now deploy on that today. At the same time, ArcGIS maps for Microsoft Fabric entered public preview and bringing no-code spatial exploration directly into Fabric workspaces for business analysts who have never written a line of spatial code. What this means for IT and tech teams like us is that special capabilities now live inside the same platform. We are already using we already use for the data engineering, governance, security, and reporting. This is not a new system to manage, but this is an upgrade to the system we already have. Next slide, please. So let me show you how this actually works. I think, was it Krishna or Milka covered this, but we can just go over it again. So this is how it works. The organizing framework here is one you already know, the medallion architecture. So bronze, silver, and gold, and special data fits directly into it. So the bronze layer is your raw data from one lake, from Azure Blob, from Snowflake, and crucially also directly from your ArcGIS enterprise and online deployments. No need to deploy or migrate your GIS data. Fabric opens the door directly to it. The silver layer is where ArcGIS GeoAnalytics for Fabric does its work. And this is the engine room. Your data engineers and data scientists run special joins at scale, which we're going to look at. And they enrich records with living atlas demographic layers. They detect hotspots, create buffers, all inside Microsoft, no, sorry, Fabric Spark notebooks on billions of records if needed without ever leaving your governed environment. And the gold layer is where the business gets its hands on it. ArcGIS maps for Microsoft Fabric for exploratory analysis, and ArcGIS for Power BI for reporting and dashboards. And the people who need to make decisions can access special insights through the tools they already use. So no GIS training required to consume it. And from an IT perspective, here is what makes this significant. Your existing security policies apply, your workspace permissions apply. One lake is the source of truth for special data too, and no shadows GIS platforms, no data duplicated outside your governance model. Okay, so next slide, please. Let me show you what this actually looks like in practice. So these screenshots are from a real S3 webinar demo built by Sarah Battasby, the principal product manager at S3, running a live notebook on June 25th, 2025. So I'll have the link so you can check the webinar out. It's also on YouTube. So this is the silver layer in action. So work with me through it step by step. So the import geoanalytics fabric also covered. This is a Microsoft Fabric Spark notebook built by Sarah Battasby. Look at line 1. Import geoanalytics fabric. Is it? Okay. I think it's the previous slide. Oh yeah, there we go. So look at line 1, the import geoanalytics fabric. This is the entire setup for enterprise grade spatial analytics. Spatial analytics, no installation, no configuration, no separate JS server to spin up. So the library is natively embedded in the Fabric runtime 1.3. It's already there waiting for your team. And look at the bottom of the screenshot. The session was ready in 11 seconds. The cluster started in 11 seconds. So your data engineers already working in this notebook environment every day have that kind of speed. at their hands. So spatial analytics just became one important statement away. Let's move on to the next slide. Yeah, so let's look at the Azure Blob ST point. Now, watch what happens. The data in the Boston 311 public safety dataset, the graffiti reports, broken water mains, abandoned vehicles, street cleaning requests, which were in the dataset. It lives in an Azure Open Data Blob storage, as you can see in the screenshot. So the engineer reads it directly, no downloading, no moving data around. Then look at line 17, st.point, take the longitude column and take the latitude column and assign and create a point geometry. Assign coordinate system 3, 4, 2, 6. That is WGS 84, the GPS standard, which was also talked about on the previous sessions. So one line, before that line, just a table with numbers. The Boston dataset. But after that line, every single row has a real location. So 2.5 million service calls now spatially enabled with that single line, and it is executed in 4 seconds. So this is your bronze to silver transition happening in real time. So let's move on to the next slide. So before we can trust any spatial analysis, as Malik said, we need to trust the data. This is Fabric's built-in data wrangler. It detected some records. Okay, it detected that some records had coordinates outside the valid range for Boston. These are called null island records, points where latitude and longitude defaulted to 0, 0. So the middle of the ocean. Oh yeah, so that's the middle of the ocean, I mean. The data wrangler wrote the filter code automatically. Look at line 5. Latitude greater than 40. Latitude greater than 40, longitude less than minus 70. So only Boston coordinates pass through. This step is critical. A bad coordinate in a spatial join does not throw an error. It silently puts a service call to the wrong neighborhood, and it enriches it with wrong demographics and corrupts every downstream analysis. So here it has to be clean and trust everything downstream. This is what responsible spatial governance looks like. Okay. Next slide, please. So now the enrichment. Okay. I can see the screen. Oh, but yeah, I can see it now. Sorry, my net. So the living atlas map. Now this is now the enrichment. The engineer needs demographic context for those 2.5 million service calls. Okay, where are they happening? What kind of neighborhoods are we looking at? So instead of sourcing and downloading and cleaning a census data set, they reference the ArcGIS Living Atlas. So one endpoint, one read command, and immediately look at what happens. This is Boston, Massachusetts census block group level data. Percent home ownership across every neighborhood, and the color coded from dark purple at 0% to bring yellow at 100%. Okay. So this map rendered in 10 seconds. That is a data set that will normally take a team days to source, clean, format, and it's available in 10 seconds directly inside the Fabric notebook. And there are over 10,000 datasets in the Living Atlas map, the Living Atlas. So demographics, environmental data, flood zones, crime indices. You can get things like population density. Yeah, so your team stops spending sourcing data, stop spending time sourcing data and starts spending time finding answers. Yeah. So next slide, please. Yes. So this is the moment everything comes together. Look at line 1. So df clean.join, that is a standard Spark join, but the join clause is st.within. Okay, so that is the partial clause. It is asking for each of my 2.5 million service call points, which sensor group polygon does it fall inside? So match them, attach all demographic attributes, and look at the execution time at the bottom. That's 21 seconds. So 21 seconds to spatially join 2.5 million points against hundreds of sensors polygons, and attach hundreds of demographic columns to every single row. Look at the results table. Those are, I think, 400 columns. I'm not wrong from the webinar. So every service call still has its original data, category, subcategory, status, and address. But now it also carries the full census context of the neighborhood it happened in. So this enriched data is now written in one lake as a delta table. Every analyst, every data scientist, every Power BI report in the organization can pick it up. So that's one pipeline, one governed source of truth by now. Okay. So next slide, please. Yeah, so let's move on to the Power BI. So and this is why all it matters. This is the gold layer, the same enriched data set now in a live dashboard. Look at the map on the left. Orange dots are individual 311 service calls. The teal hexagons, the teal hexagon is selected. So someone clicked it, and 12,513 service requests inside that one area when it was clicked. And look at what happened on the right. The moment that hexagon was clicked, okay, the entire table filtered automatically. Street cleaning was 4,380. Code enforcement was 2,600. Highway maintenance was 1,287. Abandoned vehicles was 968. And the pie chart at the bottom shows open versus closed. The operations manager does not need a GIS tool to read this. She does not need spatial training. She clicks a neighborhood on a map and she knows exactly where her team needs to focus this week. That is the complete journey. Raw data in Azure Blob, specially enabled in a Fabric notebook, enriched with the Living Atlas demographics, joined in 21 seconds, written into one lake. Next slide, please. Yeah. So yeah, this was the visual. Yeah. So written into one lake, visualized in a dashboard, and the insight reached the person needed to act on it. Okay. Yeah. So if you take a minute and look at how the process worked. Raw data, you special enable it, you clean it, enrich it, join, and then give it to the right person who needs it. Okay, so that is what operationally spatial operationalizing spatial analytics looks like. Okay. Okay, next slide, please. So that entire workflow in from raw data in one lake to a decision on a manager's dashboard run inside Microsoft Fabric. No GA server, no infrastructure, and no data leaving a governed environment. And that is exactly what session 5 is all about. So now let's talk about the part I found most important, how this actually works across a real organization. Because the technology is only half the story, and the other half is who does what and how does IT govern all of it. Okay, so your data engineers and scientists work in Fabric Spark notebooks using the geoanalytics. They own the silver layer, the pipelines, the enrichment, the heavy spatial lifting. Your business analysts use ArcGIS maps for Fabric for exploratory analysis. They want to see if the data has a spatial story before committing to a formal report. No coding, no GIS training, just exploration inside Fabric. Your BI developers and report authors build the Power BI dashboard using ArcGIS for Power BI, interactive maps, demographic overlays, spatial cross filtering. Inside the reports, your stakeholders already open every day. You get all that. So your operations team and executive just open their Power BI dashboard on their desktop, maybe same as always, except now there is a map and it shows them where things are happening, not just what the numbers say. Okay. And here is where IT is the hero of this story. You govern all of this from one place. The Fabric admin portal, under the test settings tenants, under the settings, as Philippa told us, you enable the geoanalytics for the whole organization, but we couldn't do that because you're doing Fabric. But more is coming because we are the in quotes the first. Okay, we digress. So for maps, for maps for Fabric, currently in public preview, you flip one switch to make the whole workload visible to your organization as an admin. So nobody is running external GIS tools on their laptops. Nobody is emailing chef fields around. Everything is in the platform. Everything is governed. IT is in the control. Now, one of the most important things I wanted to leave you today is one of the biggest risks when organizations start adopting spatial analytics is blurring the lines between what BI and data teams should own and what GIS professionals should own. So getting this wrong creates duplication, inconsistency, and eventually 5 different versions of your territory boundaries, and nobody knows what is right. So the solution is authoritative layer ownership. Your GIS team or designated data engineering team owns the canonical version of your key spatial assets, territory boundaries, facility location, service area, polygons. These live in ArcGIS Online or Enterprise as published features. Every other team references these layers. Nobody copies and or maintains. Oh, Philip, please, next slide, please. So as I was saying, nobody copies or maintains their own version. When a boundary changes, one team makes the change, and every downstream report and notebooks updates, they update automatically. So that's one source of truth. One source of truth. Same principle as your dimensional data model. And here is the handoff template that makes this work in practical. Please, next slide, please. Oh, let's get back. I'll finish explaining, then you can do this. So as I was saying, that data engineers handle the spatial enrichment in geoanalytics. They enrich the silver layer and save the output to one lake. So So BI developers pick that enriched data and build the Power BI dashboards. And then the operations teams and executives consume those dashboards. And when a question comes along that exceeds what embedded tools can handle, like complex network analysis, regulatory grid compliance work, 3D modeling, that is when you escalate it to a GIS professional with a clear brief. So not before, not instead. The goal for tonight events puts it so well that operationalize spatial analytics without blurring BI and GIS roles. So that like everyone stays in their own lane, everyone is empowered, and the whole organization moves fast. So next slide, please. Okay. Before we close, five things I want every IT tech team to take away tonight. If yeah. So one, govern before you experiment. Enables your analytics at the tenant level through the admin portal. So before your team start exploring, you might want to be, or you want to be in control from day one. Okay. So two, understand the licensing model before you budget. So analytics for Fabric is a separate Microsoft Marketplace purchase. So 30 day subscription, 500 core hours. Know your compute usage patterns before you commit. So number three, standardize on one lake and geo paquet for all spatial outputs. This keeps everything in your governed environment and queryable by any Fabric workload when you're in that environment. Number four is start with a real business problem. Find one specific pain in your organization that your organization already feels, like delivery costs, location performance, resource gaps. Solve it with special data and show the outcome. That is what earns organizational buy-in. And five, lastly, train your analyst early. ArcGIS for Power BI requires no GIS background. A 90-minute workshop is enough for your analyst team to start building special reports independently. Once they can do it themselves, adoption takes off on its own. So what does this look like in practice? Here is how I would like put it put it in a way like any team can start. So let's go to the next slide, please. Oh, this is just something I got. So maybe this week just add a map, open an existing Power BI report that has location data, even just a city name. Then add ArcGIS maps visual, 5 minutes. No account needed, and you'll see a pattern the table was hiding, maybe. And then this month, run one spatial enrichment. Pick one dataset where location clearly matters. Enrich it with 2 or 3 living atlas demographic variables. Find one inside that only the spatial layers reveals. One is enough. And maybe this quarter, build one production pipeline, bronze to silver to gold. Attach a Power BI report, present the outcome to stakeholders, document the refresh candies. That single presentation is the business case for every spatial project that follows. Yeah, so I want to take you back to where we started. That brilliant spatial analysis sitting in a very nice notebook, never reaching the people who need it. Yeah, so over the past few hours, you have seen every piece of the puzzle come together. Spatial thinking introduced um by Philippa, and data prepared and enriched by Malika, patterns detected by Scale by Philippa again, and visualized beautifully by Krishna. Yeah, so the question is no is no longer can your organization use location intelligence. The platform is ready. The integration is live. The data is available through Living Atlas. So your existing governance model already supports it. So the only question left is, where do you start? Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, can take any question. Mm, yeah. Mm.